Hey guys, today I'm gonna react to this video about mega construction projects in progress. So I'm I've always enjoyed looking at you know new buildings and new seeing like projects and how they progress over time and seeing what they end up becoming. And I'm really curious what these ones will be. So let's go.
If you like to think of our future, you might have dreamt of glistening metropoli featuring insane architecture and advanced technology. The stuff of
That's
sci-fi
cool.
movies. But some of this stuff is already happening. Long-term construction projects across the globe are already seeking to turn a desert country green, transport passengers by rail over 500 kilometers per hour,
What?
create entire
That's
cities
crazy.
from scratch, supply energy through nuclear fusion, or relocate some of us to space. So what are these big projects, and where are they being built? Follow us to a world of mega projects.
Okay, let's go.
Dubai is the modern-day king of the mega construction project, from man-made islands to the towering Burj Khalifa. Dubai Land, a $64 billion project
What?
with an almost ludicrous scale of 278
Wow, that's
square
crazy.
kilometers, takes things even further. Scheduled for completion in 2025, the vast plan has changed several times over the years, but will contain the world's largest hotel at 6,500 rooms, a theme park, a sports centre, a huge shopping mall, health facilities, and sports venues, all in the
Wow.
heart of the desert. The project has been underway since 2003 and had to be paused for 5 years in 2008 due to the global recession. But some parts are now open. These include the Global Village, which celebrates 90 different cultures,
That's
a
so cool.
25,000-seat cricket stadium, an Ernie Els-designed golf course, and an artificial desert beach and
Wow.
water resort.
That's insane.
High-speed trains are big business in East Asia, and Japan's Chuao Shinkansen, which will use a magnetic levitation
Wow.
or maglev-style train, is said to enable a journey of 286 kilometers in just 40 minutes. An
Wow.
astonishing bit of high-speed infrastructure, the largely underground route will travel from Tokyo to Nagoya in its first phase, and later onwards to Osaka. The Tokyo-Nagoya stretch of the line is due to open in 2027, and we will see trains travel at up to 505 kilometers per hour, cutting the existing
Wow,
journey
that's
time
crazy.
between the two cities, already by a maglev train, by a full 50%. The $52 billion plan began back in the 90s and will no doubt be quite the experience, bringing travellers to a speed of over 40% of the land speed record as part of a regular ticketed journey.
Man.
Lusail City in Qatar is a planned concept city with lofty goals. As the first city in Qatar where foreigners are allowed to purchase real estate, it's been in heavy demand, with a strong focus on advanced infrastructure and luxurious living in a space that's growing fast. It's set to include 4 high-end island living areas with an ultimate target population of around 450,000.
Interesting buildings.
16 kilometers from capital Doha. The city is part of Doha's plan to diversify from a reliance on oil income and account for a growing international population. It was only conceived in 2005, but already features distinctive tower blocks, luxury spa locations, a marina, a Venetian-themed island, and an 80,000-seater stadium that's one of the planned venues for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Right now, there's also a whole lot of ongoing construction work. It's not overly well documented in the West, but China has a severe problem with water distribution. In fact, while the North has roughly 50% of the population, it only has 20% of the country's water resources. China's plan to deal with this? 3 super-sized canals. This 48-year construction plan has already cost $79 billion, making it amongst the most expensive construction projects in human history.
That's
First
crazy.
discussed as far back as 1952. Ultimately, it will channel 44.8 billion cubic meters of water from the Yangtze River and its tributaries through one of 3 canals, each travelling more than 600 miles. This has impacts in areas as diverse as the location of industry, which must be kept away from the canals, to requiring the resettlement of 330,000 people, to engineering pumps to move the water as intended down each route. The whole thing is massive in scale and, perhaps unsurprisingly, environmentally controversial.
Wow, that's crazy.
The Silk Road was once Eurasia's commercial pipeline,
Oh, I heard
a
of
critical
this.
trading pathway linking cultures through trade 2 full millennia ago. China believes a modern-day version can be just as critical to world trade. The policy around this is called Belt and Road, and considered so important it was added to the Communist Party constitutions in 2017. It's all about large-scale strategic infrastructure investment. Spending on the different aspects of the project is expected to hit $1.3 trillion by 2027, with new developments taking in power plants and roads in Pakistan, rail developments in Indonesia, and ultimately around 1,600 controversial coal power plants, with 60 countries in total involved. Opposition comes from lots of neighbours, including India and South Korea, in part because China's investment has been seen in some corners as an attempt to assert political influence globally, but also because of the environmental consequences. The World Bank, however, agrees that the broad infrastructure spending project, which will focus on modernising several corridors, has the potential to stimulate the global economy, but also has concerns about its viability in the long term.
Oh, yeah.
The ITER is an ambitious multinational energy project. 35 different countries are collaborating in the south of France to build a tokamak, a device designed to prove the feasibility of large-scale nuclear fusion as an energy source. Why? It's carbon-free, and should it succeed, has the potential to create an essentially damage-free energy resource that could then be repeated across the globe. The 35-year project is designed to show sustained fusion as a viable energy source. The tokamak itself is an experimental machine designed to harness the energy created through fusion. Inside a tokamak, the energy is absorbed as heat in the walls of the vessel, which in turn can be converted into power. The potential outcome, environmentally sound, high-volume energy, is what's driving contributors that include China, the European Union, India, Japan, Korea, Russia, and the United States.
So many people working on it.
What will be the biggest and most promising tokamak to date, with experiments due to begin in December 2025. Chinese soccer has been developing fast in recent years and now plays something of a similar role to the MLS in years gone by. It's widely seen as a highly paid retirement home for the sport's elite. Chinese Super League side Guangzhou Football Club will soon
be
have
the best forever.
The envy of the sport world.
Whoa,
the $1.7 billion stadium began construction in April of 2020 and is based on a lotus crown, a reference to the city's reputation for flowers. As well as the pitch itself,
so cool.
It will contain a shopping centre and entertainment assets, but at 100,000 in capacity, it'll also be one of the biggest stadiums in the world. The massive hyper-modern building will light up in Technicolor to bring the place to life.
That's so
focusing
cool.
On the
I
red
want to
of the home
visit.
team. The whole thing is due to be finished in December 2022. Libya, situated in an arid area of North Africa, has been working on its mammoth Great Man-Made River project to irrigate large parts of the country's land since 1985 and is expected to be working on the same project right through to 2030. The GMR is intended to supply clean water to a large chunk of the country and stimulate its agricultural business. In fact, it's so significant that it was once touted as turning the desert country as green as its flag, which at the time of the comment was just all green. In simple terms, the project is a collection of pumps and underground pipes that bring water from aquatic plains deep under the ground of the Sahara Desert. Tricky, but far preferable to desalination of the Mediterranean, which was the main alternative. Progress has already been delayed by NATO bombings after claims in 2011 that a building making pipes was a storage facility for weapons.
Wait, what?
Al Maktoum International Airport in Dubai is already a...
So that was delays because of bombings? Because they thought a storage facility for like bombs? That's crazy. If that's true. Wow.
Major transport hub, but the traffic-heavy spot is in the process of growing to a massive 21 square miles. Designed to simultaneously accommodate 200 wide-bodied aircraft, the $32 billion expansion to the already supersized hub will allow 220 million people a year to pass through.
That's
the work
crazy.
has begun in part because Al Maktoum has more potential to expand than the main Dubai International Airport. And while it'll take some time, the various phases stretch this construction right into 2050. The 6 new train tracks, 2 new runways, new terminal, biometric systems, 7 train stations and 55 border control checkpoints are set to make Al Maktoum an international standout.
Man,
A constant
crazy.
work in progress, the 15-country collaboration, that is the International Space Station, circles the Earth every 92 minutes. While construction costs are inflated hugely by the little matter of being in orbit, the ISS currently has $60 billion worth of additions under construction, including additional living facilities, improved solar arrays, and additions to the Axiom Station, which may ultimately become a commercial low-altitude orbit platform. While the space station is currently about the size of 2 football fields, there are
Wow,
multiple
that's
plans to
crazy.
expand on humans' permanent presence in space, involving projects from California, China, India, and Russia. The really long-term ambitions may even see thousands.
That's cool that they're all working together. Cause like, I mean, it's like the other video I did with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Like they don't want to work with each other whatsoever. But it's cool that these countries are.
Or even as many as 1 million people ultimately move into orbit. So, do you think humanity is ambitious enough in its major long-term projects? What would you like to see built close to home, even if it takes decades? Tell us in the comments.
That was pretty interesting. I heard about the Silk Road thing that China was talking about, like the dude, like, so they have like the massive trade like they used to have like a long time ago. I think that's pretty clever. And yeah, I mean, it's all really cool. Like, I definitely wanted to visit the Chinese soccer stadium because that looks pretty amazing. And I was gonna wish they would have like that train in Japan, like in the U.S. I don't like. It's weird because I feel like they've had those things forever. Like, and it's just weird to me that the U.S. has never like decided to create one of those too. Like, that's what I would. That's what I personally would like. Is so I'm like from Oregon, and if they can make one that goes to like California, or I don't know. I mean, just being able to like go to another state, like and pay like way less than like airfare would be amazing. Be able to go for like a weekend and know, okay, I'm coming back. I think that would be really cool. But we'll see over time, and I'm sure somebody like Elon Musk will make something like that with his Boring company, which is like the it's like a train system, like in like tubes and stuff. I mean, like tunnels. But that's pretty interesting. I mean, it's crazy too. Like I remember when I was like 10 years ago, like what the world was like then and then now it's just like dramatically different, and it just makes me wonder like every decade that goes by how much more like crazier and more ambitious people are, like how much like what would people strive for. I think it's gonna be really awesome to see. And if you enjoyed this video, leave me a like, and thank you very much.